So I wanted to start out by saying hello. I wanted to introduce our team and our co-team here. And we are called JMM, Just Making Memories is the title of our presentation in our company, JMM. And this is our capstone presentation, of course. I am Kelly. I wanted to also introduce you to my other two teammates here. And then I guess we'll go to the next slide.
So our annual total revenue, our revenues over this simulation process consistently grew. And there were a couple years where we had a couple decreases, but the following years we always managed to get our revenues back up. Our total revenue in year 15 was $886,298, which majority of our revenues came from our drones. Aside from the first 3 years, we actually had our cameras bring in more revenue. Our EPS increased every single year except year 13 through 14. We had a slight decrease, but the following year increased again. And our EPS wasn't quite where it should have been at $14.50 on year 15, but we were pretty close to what the investors' expectation was at $13.84. Our return on equity actually was, it skyrocketed at the very end. That was where we were struggling. And so we had read through our participants guide and found a spot that it mentioned that a way to get the ROE up was to repurchase stocks. So that last year, that's why the last 2 years, we invested in taking out a couple loans and we bought as many stocks as we could at the end. And that was what made our ROE from year 14 to 15 kind of skyrocket. Our credit rating, we maintain that throughout this whole simulation process. We, at the beginning, looking through the different pages that Glo-Bus offered us, we found where it showed that there was already a loan basically every team had started out with. So in the beginning, we set up a payment plan to pay that back at the very beginning. So I think that was what helped our credit rating. And then we didn't really take out any loans until the very end in year 14 and 15. So that's why we saw like a little bit of a drop there. But overall, we maintained what the investors' expectations were the entire process. Our stock price, the investor expectation for year 15 was 350. We did accomplish that with our stock price being $400.12. We expect if we continued this process that our stock price would continue to grow as it did throughout this whole process each year. In the future, we look to grow our shareholders' dividends. And as this was something we overlooked throughout the simulation process, kind of like how we waited till the end to make the decision to take out loans, we didn't really do anything with the dividends section. Our image rating, we managed to keep our image rating above the investors' expectations. Up until the last few years, it did drop below 80. In our future years, we hope to increase our image rating to at least 80 to 85. Year 9 through 11 was our best years as far as image goes. We just would have to make in the future minor adjustments to get back into the position of having an image rating above 80 for our product. Our strategic vision, sorry, some of it's covered up. There we go. We intend to continue to provide affordable and quality products with outstanding warranty deals and discount percentages for our wholesale purchasers in all 4 regions. In trying to beat other competitors' pricing, we overlooked the cost of production. In doing so, the sales revenue had to cover our expenditures in the beginning, leaving little increase with our EPS and row. Moving forward, we intend to watch our production expenditures and exchange rates for all regions. We are confident that we will improve our EPS and row while providing affordable products and at the same time make a sizable profit.
One moment. That was the interpreter was on mute. So go ahead. Kelly's saying, yeah, so I was going to talk about our performance target. And we have a list here to show you of all of our earnings over here per share, our EPS. And you can see how we did here in year 16 and 17. In 16, we had $19.50 per share. And then it increased in year 17, if you can see that, to $22. And then also our ROE again, our return on average equity, you can see that our ROE. And we were at 250% in 16. And then in 17, again, that increased to 275%. So that was a nice increase there. Also our stock prices.
Can I ask you something or tell you something real quick? These are actually our performance targets for year 16 and year 17. We haven't yet done those years. We stopped at year 15, but these are just what we have projected that we would like to meet these goals in year 16.
Right, correct. Yes, this is a projected goal. I forgot to add that portion, but yeah, you're right. This is our projected goal. Thank you. Yeah, so we've got two projected years here. All right, so we had talked about our stock prices, our projection there. And then we were also looking at year 16 and 17. And again, the increase again between 16 and 17 happened again there by 25%. She's like, uh-oh, I wasn't finished, I don't think. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'll be finished quickly. I did want to talk about our credit rating very quickly. We're always an A+ credit rating, and we kept that for our first several years. And then again, so we plan and project that we will also be in that same rating for 16 and 17. And then our image rating, our IR, is, as Chase said, our expectation will be that it will increase to 77 and then in year 17 increase to 80. So those are our projections for those next 2 years. Our competitive strategy in action. It's a lot to sign. It's a handful here, but our capture cameras here is what I wanted to talk about. As a company, we made a choice to employ a global differentiation strategy. And that's going to set, one second, she said, I'm having a hard time seeing my own screen. Okay, so that's going to set our AC cameras apart from our rivals. And there's other rival brands that we looked at. And that was based on attributes such as we would do more advertising, also the longer warranties, as well as our sales promotions. And also we want to try to spend more on our website. One second. I'm having a hard time seeing my screen while I'm presenting, she says. Okay, here I'm back. So yeah, to spend more on our website displays. And from the very beginning, we felt that we were the first team to start off having such a long warranty period for our customers. And we wanted to bring that down to our customers. And then our PQ rating as well, they were just below average for our cameras. Okay. And you're going to see the same type of projection here, the competitive strategies in our UAV, or same information rather, in our UAV drones. Our company also employed this global differentiation strategy that set also our UAV drones apart. And we were set apart from, again, from our rival brands that we had looked at. And again, we based this on these attributes. In this scenario, as a higher PQ rating, a longer warranty, etc. Retail support. And again, we're going to see the website displays in some regions anyway, at least in some regions. And then also more advertising. Now in year 11, our PQ rating was above average PQ rating of our competitors. And then also our retailer support was at its strongest point for our UAV drone while using this method. And we were well above average, the average score of our competitors. And then moving forward, if I could see the next slide, okay. No, excuse me, I've got a little tickle here. I do want to look at our production strategy. And we're going to talk about two different categories, our AC camera production and then our UAV drones. So focusing for a moment on our AC camera production, we were looking at our units assembled and we had no overtime. That was at 0.0. No overtime for our employees. And that was the same for our UAV drones. As an organization, no overtime for our employees. And then we'll see a little difference here in our cameras. We see the updated facility in year 10 with the robotics upgrade at all of our workstations. Also, we saw increased wages, bonuses, incentives, benefits packages, and that happened every year to enhance productivity from our employees, our workers. And then we also made these improvements that we were encouraging a positive work environment for our employees. We wanted to keep that a very, very positive environment. So we tried to always spend a good chunk of that on training our employees to ensure we had more quality production. And that was our AC camera production. As far as our UAV drones, we talked about the overtime again being 0, but in year 8, we did the robotics upgrade for all the workstations to enhance our facility. We also increased our wages, bonuses, incentives, and benefit packages every year to enhance productivity from our employees again. We always wanted our employees to feel valued, which is why we increased these things on an annual basis. We would just make those annual increases. And some of the camera production training, we always as well spent a large amount on training to ensure quality, or a fair amount rather. I believe the next slide.
Okay, for our financial strategy when it came to dividends, debt versus equity, stock issues, and repurchases. Firstly, for our dividends, in the beginning of our simulation, all through to the end in year 15, we've never actually distributed any dividends. Therefore, there will be no payout even in the next 2 years. As for the use of debt versus equity, we did take out 2 long-term loans that was necessary for the company, and we all agreed to it because that would have helped us to increase our ROE or return on equity and our EPS. And that's exactly what we did. We took out 2 long-term loans, which tremendously helped us. Yep. So for our next stock issues and repurchases in year 12, we started to purchase stock, and we never ceased to do so because our target was to increase EPS and ROE, and we did just that. For actions to achieve or maintain credit rating, as a team, we maintained and we uphold our stand for quality, and we also maintained a positive credit rating. We intend to keep it that way by paying off the long-term loans that we took during the course, and also we would like to just keep it efficient and also on-time payments for our loans. That'll also help with the positive credit rating. For strongest competitors in action capture cameras per region, this we did against unit cost. So for our team in North America, our 2 competitors that were close, or they were our closest rivals, were Dacre and G-Stone. For Europe and Africa was A Aviation and Early Morning Sunrise. Asia Pacific was G-Stone and Halo. For Latin America was Dacre and Halo. For the competitors in action capture camera, no, I think I'm on the drones. Okay, yep. So for the drones, also we went per region and against unit cost. So for North America, our greatest rivals were B and Dacre. And then for Europe, Africa was B and Dacre as well. Asia Pacific was also B and Dacre. And then in Latin America, we also had B, and then we had Fast Track. That was just based off of unit cost. So for our action strategy to outcompete our ACC competitors, like both Kelly and Chase have mentioned, we've always, I guess, we pride ourselves as being low in unit cost, and we extend our warranty. We offer discounts that are above 20%. We also add like slight changes to our designs yearly that also helps our customers and makes them want our products more. And then we also have best price in town. So the next one is also our action strategy to outcompete our UAV drone competitors. We also, for this one, we maintain a reasonably affordable price range per region. We offer ample warranty. We're logical with our discounts because we also want to make a profit at the end of every year. We try to be creative with our product design. And that's about it. Chase is doing lessons learned.
No, that one is you, and then Kelly's doing the next one.
Oh, okay. So for the lessons learned from the beginning of this course, we got introduced to Glo-Bus. When we got introduced into Glo-Bus, we did our designs and pricing without considering the heat that we would go under in the future. We almost jeopardized our standing with investors. And as a company, we spent more yearly than we spent more money yearly than we realized, which resulted in making less to no profit at all. When we started off, I'm just trying to just say something here. When we started off, we were focused more on the design side of the products than we were on actually making a profit. So even though we made the money, we spent it in the next year, and we just kept doing that. So when the profit was low, that kind of affected our ROE and our EPS, which resulted in us taking out 2 long-term loans. So from that, what we learned about crafting a winning strategy was to be vigilant when it came to pricing, like to be realistic. Like with, our pricing has to be the same as how much design we're putting into our products. Be creative in product designing, be smart, like with with the design. So it just goes well with the pricing, to be confident in taking risks and trust our decisions and create more room for growth for our team and also as a company.
Chase? Okay, and then this is me, I believe. We were talking about management standpoint, from the management standpoint. We needed to understand the value and the vision of the company or our organization. Also, we needed to learn to be creative and efficient at the same time, and learn to really outsmart our rival companies or our rivals in general, the competitors. Or competition out there, and then learn to be effective and profitable. And that's all, folks. Okay, and then that is everything that we've been through this semester. Thank you.